Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James, and it is a Monday. Please forgive me, I am a little late. Just finishing up some business. I had to take, actually, I had to take a little earlier lunch because I had to make a very, very important phone call, and that person was only available at 12:30 for me to make that call. So my apologies. But I am sticking to my plan of getting on here for about 15, 20, 30 minutes on some days, of doing a little bit of live, coming to you from, I'm on YouTube, as you all know, and I am also on our Dad's Thing uh, private Facebook group. So that's where we're streaming live right now. Hope you can check in to holla at your boy 650-524-5539. I am going to turn on the phone lines right now, get that hooked up just in case somebody wants to call in. We have that capability. You can definitely hit me up in the chat section as well, if you want to send in a comment. But just quick update, last week, as a little sports update. I'm gonna talk a little bit of sports. We had the big game yesterday, so I wouldn't be who I am, a person who enjoys football, if I did not bring that up to the group and see if anybody had any thoughts about the game. As it turned out, Kansas City winning, coming back from 10 points down, taking the game into overtime, and getting a walk-off TD pass from Mr. Mahomes to wrap up his third Super Bowl victory, third Super Bowl MVP in 5 attempts. The man is bad. The man is definitely one of the greatest to do it. And we had a pretty good game, pretty good game. So pretty good game. But before we get to any Super Bowl talk, definitely want to talk fourth grade girl basketball. We did have a game, 2 games last week, and our second game we had on Thursday. It's it's just it's good to see them grow. And I got some chippy girls. I've got some very competitive and fiery girls. And I know once they get it together as far as, honing their skills and just improving on those things, us really being able to have some practices. That's one of the things that really hurts us as a squad is we don't have the facilities to be able to get indoor practices to get up all of the shots and things that we need to get up and do some of the things that we need to do. So we work with what we got, and the girls are responding. Had a great practice Friday, and they did good. They did good things on Thursday. Our athletic director was at the game. He was actually at the scores table, doing a table, doing the clock, working the books as well. And afterwards, this was the first time he got a chance to see the girls play, and he's like, "Wow, they're coming along." He gets to see them at lunchtime and little different things like that, but never really as a group. And just that was encouraging to me to have somebody from the outside take a look at what the product looks like with a different set of eyes. So that was pretty cool. And then, like I said, on Friday we had a great practice. Just went back to the basics, the fundamentals, right? And to me, every game is an opportunity to evaluate and see what individuals need to work on to improve, as well as what we need to do as a team to improve. So I think we got better on Friday, and we'll have 2 practices this week. Have our winter recess the following week, and then the first week of March, we'll finish up and wrap up the season. We'll have 2 games to finish up the season. So, not a long season. I think it's just right for this age group. And again, really happy and proud of the girls of what they're doing and what we're accomplishing in such a short period of time and with limited resources. So all was good there. Then I switched gears and became dad in the stands for soccer game on Saturday. It was absolutely beautiful. You know, it's been really, really cold and wet and stuff like that the last several weeks. But this Saturday was perfect. You know, low 60s, sun was out, wasn't much wind or anything like that, so it wasn't cold or anything, and it was just pleasant to be outside, and watching, the girls, play, watching our young ladies play, and, again, as a parent, I'm not gonna break it down and analyze it, but, I just want my kid to be successful. And there was, opportunities there, that we had. We didn't capitalize on them, and the other team did. So, we were on the short end of the stick there, but I'm sitting in my chair and I'm seeing folks just get overly aggressive, tripping and things of that nature, literally extending arms, pushing kids. It's one thing to jostle a little bit. I'm all for being physical, but there's a way to do it, and there's a limit to it as well. And I felt that sometimes it went a little bit further than what it should have been. I remember one play, one of the young ladies on our team, she got tripped, and she went down pretty hard, and play just continued. You have official out there, and I'm like, what is guy looking at? And, I've got people out there, hey, player injured, down, and I got on there as well and just was like, injury, player down, and finally got the attention of the official, and stopped play. Play had to be stopped for several minutes before the young lady was able to get up. But it's like, how do you not see those things, right? That was on the ball. So some of those things are a little bit frustrating to me as a parent sitting there with absolutely no control over anything, which it's all good. I'm not looking for control, but it'd be nice to have somebody out there that's with the action and making the calls that need to be made, especially for the protection of the kids. That's first and foremost, right? When we get into some dangerous situations, you want to make sure everybody's safe. So excuse me. That was a little bit of soccer on Saturday. And then after that, we just got ourselves ready for big Super Bowl Sunday, which, we got a good game, excuse me, a little lower scoring game than what I had anticipated. I thought that, the conditions were going to be ideal. Um the offenses would have been set up to put more points on the board. But defenses came and they played solid games. There was definitely some missed opportunities as well by offenses to get on the board, and touchdowns instead of kicking as many field goals. But overall, pretty good game. And all I'm listening to today, as I'm working, and you take a couple breaks here and there, lunch, and listen to some sports talk radio, drop the kids off, you listen to a little bit more there. Is just, the coaching aspect, for the 49ers, quarterback play for the 49ers, and not so much as anybody's super duper terrible, but, I remember Cam coming on and taking a lot of flack, a former MVP, a former starting quarterback in a Super Bowl, former number one overall pick in the draft. So, when you are picked number one in the draft, you're going to a team that is terrible, right? So, for him to take a team that was terrible and get to the Super Bowl, him to be an all pro, to him to be an MVP of the league, the guy knows a little bit about the quarterback position. He definitely knows a lot more than me, but people definitely considered him being salty with some comments that he was making towards Brock Purdy as being a game manager. And I look at that. I don't think that's any knock. I'd probably have to go back to his original tape when he said it. But I've seen him since talk about it, and he continues to say that he doesn't mean it as a slight towards Brock Purdy, but he just sees him as having definitely more weapons than he had when he came into the league. Um, at his disposal, which, kind of enables him to just have to manage the game. And if I'm not mistaken, me being here in the Bay Area, listening to some football and talk and things like that, I could be mistaken. There's probably people who listen a lot closely than I do. I'm not that emotionally invested, but saying he just doesn't have to make a mistake, right? Making throws, being on time, being, running the plays that are being called and all that type of stuff. To me, that's managing the game, right? Not a person, for example, like a Pat Mahomes who, on 4th and 1, has the naked boot, runs it for 15, 20 yards first down, right? To keep a drive alive in overtime, keep your Super Bowl winning aspirations alive. And then after that, following up with a TD pass, right? Leading them to 6 points and not 3 points. Like, that was kinda what Cam was saying or how I took it, right? I didn't take it as a slight on Purdy, at all. There's been plenty of game managers in NFL who've been very, very successful. A lot of system quarterbacks, that go from one system, that they do extremely well, they go to another situation and they don't do as well, right? That's a systems quarterback. So I didn't think he was foul for it. I'm looking at some of the comments from some folks that are getting on him, and it just makes me laugh and it makes me chuckle, and it also makes me think about Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, some comments that he's made. I'm gonna back up is to me, when a player loses their position due to injury, that's a hard pill to swallow. I know Trey Lance came in and he may have struggled, and I'm not in their locker room. Again, I don't listen to all of the stuff that is being said. I'm just going based off of what I see. It just seemed like they gave up on that kid awful quick for being number one pick to have given up all of what they gave up on and shipped him off, to Dallas. To me, it was almost like, let's get rid of the kid because we got somebody that's doing well in our system, and we can kind of make this all go away, right? And Shanahan is on record saying he thought that Purdy was the better of the three quarterbacks in the room from the beginning. And if he's talking about Trey and if he's talking about Darnold, okay, he probably is, right? But you don't draft a kid, in the Mr. Irrelevant spot to be the savior of your team, right? And if we think that he's that much of a football genius, that he saw something in this kid that he said, I'm going to pick him as the last player in this draft of 2022 to be the savior of our team, yet has lost 3 Super Bowls, 1 up big time, and 2 other ones, where they've had double-digit leads, and then going back to the drafting of Trey Lance, and all that they gave up, not adding up to me of him being a football savant, a genius, if you will. Too many errors prior to discovering Mr. Brock Purdy. And again, I am not knocking that young man at all, because if we know the numbers, if we know football, we know we have 128 and then another 130 some odd Division 1 teams, whether it be FBS, FCS. Um, there's like 200 plus quarterbacks every year that if they were good enough, most of them aren't getting drafted because there's just not enough room for all of these guys to get drafted. And for Brock to be drafted the ninth quarterback out of 200 plus quarterbacks that played that year, and it was probably more due to injuries and all of that type of stuff, rotations changing, depth charts changing. He was in the top 6% of all quarterbacks, right? So the kid can play. And it wasn't like he came from some cupcake school where the competition wasn't good at Iowa State, right? So the kid can play. He deserves to be where he's at. And I wish him nothing but good things moving forward. But in order for that to happen, he's going to have to make those plays when needed to be able to get over the hump. And what the thing Cam saying is game manager versus a game changer, right? And again, the thing that I can take a look at is Pat Mahomes touchdown pass to win it. Prior to that, getting a first down on 4th and 1. He wanted the ball in his hand to make a play. To me, that was more or less what was talked about. So yeah, so football season is over. We'll continue in the thick of things with basketball. Shout out to Steph Curry knocking down a huge three a couple nights ago over his former teammate Kevin Durant to win that one at the buzzer. A lot of things going on in Warrior Land. I hate to see Clay struggle as much as he struggled. He's been so good for so long, but that injury bug definitely got him. And he came back. He was able to put up some good numbers, help him win another championship, and still, averaging 17 plus a game. But definitely not having that type of impact that he's had. And he's talking and he's saying the right things, uh, adjusting his role. If he has to reduce the role that he's used to having as being a future Hall of Famer, one of those guys that has it. As he said, scoring 60 points in 3 quarters, 37 in 1 quarter records. He's accepted the fact that things might have to change for him, and he's going to model how he moves forward after a Ray Allen type or a Reggie Miller type of player towards the end of their career. And I wish him the best, man. Like Clay, definitely a competitor, and one of the best to ever do it. So wishing them all the best. But yeah, that's kind of where we at on Monday. Trying to think of what else is happening. Not much, not much. Got some breaks coming up, gonna do some things with the family to have a little bit of fun, rest and relaxation, and looking forward to that. So I hope everybody is good. I know I told y'all last week that we would have the meeting on Sunday, but I did reschedule that meeting. So we will be having our support group meeting this Sunday coming up. That will be that right there says the second Sunday, but that's been changed because of the Super Bowl last week. So we will have that meeting this Sunday night at 7 p.m. virtually. And I'm looking forward to seeing the guys. We'll definitely have our opportunity to catch up. If you want more information about that meeting, there you have it, a dad's thing 650 at gmail.com. You can text me there. Or as you know, you can give me a buzz 650-524-5539. 650-524-5539. That's a call. You can text at that number, and I can send you an invite to that meeting. If you'd love to join us, would love to have you. This is definitely the year of growth. We're going to continue to grow that meeting, continue to support one another, and keep doing big things, in our roles as fathers on this planet. So it's good to be with you. I know I'm a little bit late, but I'm here, and I will get up with you guys next week. And we'll take it from there. I'm going to start setting my calendar, get that on here. So there'll be reminders on any of those platforms that we are streaming from so that you can see, when we're going to be on the stream. Everybody take care. God bless. Be good. Have a great week. And holla at your boy. Reach out. Touch touch your boy with a call, with an email, a text, or whatever it may be. And let's see how everybody's doing. All right. Take care.